Hi everyone, my name is Jessie Smoker. I have been with Young Living for over 6 years and I am a mom of 3 kids, and my kids are the reason I started using Young Living. I was so tired of my son having trouble breathing when he would get a really bad cough and would just be kind of like gasping and barking and all sorts of stuff. Oh my gosh, there's literally bug flying. So this is real life. But I really wanted to help him and be proactive so that he wouldn't get as sick as often. And in comes Young Living to my life, people talking about it, sharing some really good educational stuff with me. And I just felt like this was it. Like this was my tool that I was going to use to help my family and my kids. And here I am, 6 years later, still using oils every single day, loving them, sharing them, and helping so many other moms find good plant based ways to support their family. And it is just the best. So let's dive in to some oils that are in the main starter kit and that I use for my kids and that they love. So I won't touch on all of them. I will just tell you ways that I use it for my kids. Um, First of all, Thieves. Thieves was my number one first oil that I got actually before I got the starter kit. And this was like the keep all of the ickies away, diffuse it. Um, this white label means you can take it internally. Now, I do not give this to my children internally, but it is safe for adults to take internally. That's what this white vitality label means. I actually do rub it on their spines. I rub it on their feet. I will dilute it with a carrier oil and rub it on their throat. Um, and when I mean dilute with a carrier oil, that means I would take maybe like a coconut oil that's liquefied and mix a couple of drops with that, and like a drop of carrier to maybe 3 or 4 drops, um, 1 drop of oil to 4 or 5 drops of a carrier oil. And when your kids are younger, you want to use more carrier oil, maybe even up to like a tablespoon of carrier oil to 1 drop, and then slowly reduce and see how they do. But children's skin is just more sensitive, and so you want to start diluting more, and then you can cut back. And now there's certain oils that I confidently put on my kids without carrier, but you get to decide that. And if you need like a dilution chart, send me a message and I'll send you a really good one to help you know what's best to start with. Um, Peppermint oil is a great one for upset bellies. Now, peppermint is super strong. You definitely always, always, always should be diluting this for children, but it's good for like car sickness and queasy bellies and things like that. Um, so that's a good one for the kids too. Digize is another digestive one that's in the main starter kit that we have. And I would dilute this as well, rub it right on their bellies or on their feet. And if they're gassy or can't go or going too much, Digize is a must have for everyone. And I use all of these on the adults in my home, me and my husband, but it can be used on children too if you don't have the children's one called Tummy Jize, which is already pre-diluted for 2 years old and up. And if you need it for younger ones, then you can just add another couple of drops of carrier oil in your hand and then a drop of that and then rub it on their bellies. Valor is an awesome oil for calming at night, but it's also really good to just like if they're really shy and need to be brave or do something they don't really want to do. Valor is a great one for the children. I love Valor. It's so, so yummy and delicious. Scent, that is not one to take internally. Lavender, this is the Swiss Army knife of all oils. It's good for skin issues, it's good for hair, it's good for um, calming, it's good for sleep, it's good for if you got bit outside by a bug. It can do so many things, extremely multi-purpose, but my kids love lavender in the diffuser at night, but it also is just very calming and grounding for sure. So if you have a kid that's like off the chain all the time, just swipe a little bit behind their neck or something, or down their spine, um, or diffuse it on a regular. Love that one. Raven is another one that's great for kids that are older, for like when you are really clogged with your sinuses. It helps open you up and open your airways. And I would definitely dilute this one on children because it has a bunch of different oils in it, but it has wintergreen in it, so it has a special lid that you have to press down and twist. We just don't want children to ingest this at mass quantities. So that has a child safe lid on it, but you do not have to worry. I have a graphic that tells you about, let me see, it's so interesting. Okay, how much is too much? You would need to ingest these certain oils at this amount of quantity to actually have a serious negative response, and that response would most likely just be vomiting. So wintergreen, it would be if a child would drink an entire bottle of this, like all the way down, they might vomit. Like that is the, cautionary part of that. I'm telling you, probably one drop and no one would ever drink any more than that in their mouth. So it's really not a concern. Oregano, you would have to take in 21 milliliters. You guys, this is a 5 milliliter bottle. So in order for oregano to cause vomiting issues, you would have to take 4 whole bottles of this. Okay, so that's never going to happen with that. Now, other companies may put other things in their oils and they don't disclose that. Young Living is super duper duper cautious about their oils. We have these 3 pillars of our seed to seal of our process that guarantees that they are what they are and there's nothing else added, and that our level of chemical constituents in the bottles are optimal where they need to be. And if they're not, guess what? It's off the shelf. We do not provide it to you. There are independent lab tests that verify quality outside of Young Living. We have over 4 million households that have Young Living products in their home. And if people didn't like them and get benefit, there's no way all these people would still be using them. Okay. The founder has over 30 years experience with oils and all of that stuff, and we are like the original bring back oils and use it for, therapeutic properties. We are the oldest company out there. Everyone else came way after us. So we're at like 26 years. Everyone else is like 8 years or younger. So you want the original, you want that, that pioneer. So, and the bottles have like a special lot number and barcode and things like that on there. But we own or partner own all of our fields. So we have a hand in all of the testing. We have a hand in everything from the seed and the quality of it to the harvest to how things are weeded. We hand weed, or we get like sheep that will eat the weeds and leave the crops alone. We will use our own oils to sprinkle it around to keep other pests away. So we do not use anything that is not that particular, okay? And the people that we partner with or co-own or co-op with have to follow our strict rules, and we are in there all the time testing and all of that. So we are the seed planter to the bottler to sending it direct to your home. There's no other middleman. I've been to the farms, I've been to the fields, I've been in a distillery, I've seen the process. It's phenomenal. Young Living is incredible, and we have like over 650 products, not just essential oils, but that's where we started. And so, getting back to the oils from the starter kit that I use with my kids, frankincense is also another like total body Swiss Army knife. Any type of skin irritations or issues, frankincense is incredible for. Two more, if you have wild and crazy kids or you're a mom that feels wild and crazy, peace and calming and stress away will be your two green best friends. My kids love both of these. They're great to diffuse. I will put a drop on my finger, rub it down their spine, a dab on their chest, let them smell it, diffuse it, get it on them, put it on their feet if they don't love the smell. But these are super dreamy and we absolutely cannot do without. And I just realized my one Stress Away bottle is, big one bottle is all gone. So I need to add that to my monthly order. What's great about Young Living is once you get some sort of starter kit, you're in and you get the member pricing. You have the opportunity to order monthly if you want and earn tons of free points for free product. I've been on our monthly program for 6 years, guys. So I just don't buy that stuff at Target or Walmart. I buy it through my own Young Living website and it's shipped directly to my home. It's fantastic. Some other oils that I wanted to touch on were Gentle Baby. So good and nourishing for skin. You should still dilute this if you need to put it on a baby's skin, like 50-50. So 1 drop of this, 1 drop of the carrier oil. It's great on their little baby bums if they're, you know, all rashy or something. And if your kid is very tantrumy, maybe, I like to use Surrender. And this is an emotional oil, and there's just something about it that really helps if my kid, if I remember, if he's in the middle of kind of a freak out, I will go grab this, I'll like cup it in my hands and waft it around him. I'll sneaky swipe it on his spine, and it just helps. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. We have specific oils. These are just everyday oils that can be used on children diluted or on adults. And then we also have kids oils, like a whole kids line of products that are pre-diluted, meaning you can put it straight on and not worry about it. The first one that every household should not do without is Owie. Any cut, open, whatever, this does not burn, but it will help clean it really well. And it's like a liquid Band-Aid. Like it helps them feel better. My kids get hurt, Mom, can I have some Owie? And like it literally is the boo-boo soother, okay? Another 2 oils that you may not have thought about that are really good for the season when kids' ears are bothering them, or like their eyes are all, you know, a shade of red mixed with white. I love having Purification and Melrose handy. Guys, I cannot, it's backwards. Purification and Melrose. Okay, Melrose. Melrose is rosemary, tea tree, clove, and niaouli. Okay. For any type of ear issue, I will take lavender and Melrose and I will mix it like in a tiny little pod or dish or like old makeup container or something. Do several drops of carrier oil, maybe even like half a teaspoon or something, and then a drop of this and a drop of lavender, maybe even throw some frankincense in there because frank and lavender, remember, Swiss Army knife, they do it all, but Melrose, and then I would rub it, like dab my finger in it and rub all up around the bones of the ear and down the neck because that's where ear junk gets clogged, is down in here. Do that like 2-3 times a day. It works magically. And purification, it is like the get stink away oil, but it also can get distinct eye away. So if you look at the outer orbit of your eye, think of like your skeleton. You need to really dilute this, and the kids should not be really young because it might rub their eyes and then it could burn, okay? But if they're old enough that they're not going to be like, I would, hello, sorry, just stop worrying. I would mix lavender, frank, and purification in a little pod, dip my finger, and rub out around the eyes, okay? And just tell them, do not touch your eyes because it's going to burn. You should never rinse your eyes out with water. If it does get in it, you should do like milk or something. But you know what I just read? This is one of my favorite resources for kids. Gentle Babies. It's so great. I got it on Amazon, but we also have Young Living websites that sell it as well too, by Deborah Rayburn. This is like my kids' oily Bible, and talks right here, Melrose and lavender. Also, tea tree, purification, really important ones for your kids, for the eye stuff. But if it's for a baby, and if you're nursing, guys, I've totally done this and it worked. It's amazing. It says express half of an ounce of breast milk into a sterile cup, cooled at room temperature. Use a sanitized eyedropper and place a couple of drops of it in the affected eye. It works. Let me just tell you. You could do the same thing for older kids and just not tell them what you're doing, but don't let that liquid go to waste. But for real, it works really well. Or maybe like you have one of those big round sore bumps on your eye. You could do lavender and purification as well too, all the way around. Guys, I'm really sorry. I've never had this happen before. I love this book. There's literally all things you can look up for safety, facts versus fear. There's mom testimonies in the back of what they did, which is really cool to read. Hi, I have 5 children. I'm a mom of 10. This is what I used. Like, it's so good. So it's really good for pregnant, for babies, and for kids too. It gives you that suggestions for all of those things. But other kids' oils, we have Owie, we have Tummy Jize. So Tummy Jize is like a better smelling Digize for kids, already diluted. We have Genius. Genius is for focus and brain function. Great one. I use that for my kids before we start school. And then, what are the other ones? Sniffles. Good one. You need those for the sniffles. Diffuse it, put some on the chest, on the neck, you know, have them smell it and just get that on them. You can even put it on their spine. And then we got a new one called Kid Power that smells like an orange creamsicle. It's a dream. And it's really good for like if they're shy or scared or need some bravery. Just like, it's so good. Rub it on their wrists, rub it on their chest, rub it on their back. It's such a delicious smelling oil. And then some other products I would use on my kids is the Thieves Chest Rub. We haven't had to use it, but it says on here it's an over-the-counter one, so cough suppressant, topical, analgesic ointment. So this is a great one for older kids, and I would not do it for under age 2, but I would do it for my older kids. And then we have other great things like shampoo and body wash and kids lotion. Then we have a whole baby line called Seedlings. Love the smell of that stuff. We've got baby wash, baby oil, baby lotion, linen spray, wipes, baby oil for like their skin. It's so good and nourishing. And then we also have really great, this is a prebiotic and probiotic, and then this is a like kids unwind, and this is to help them calm down. So give before a long car ride, give before bedtime at night. We mix these two together every night and give them to our kids to go to sleep. So I know that they're getting good, healthy probiotics at nighttime. So when their gut is resting, it's like rejuvenating and getting really good, healthy stuff. So I love those things. And then, yeah, we just came out with a new kids starter kit. Amazing. So it's all the Kid Sense oils, Owie, Genius, Tummy Jize, Sniffles, and I forget what the other one is, but and a cute owl diffuser. That's a new starter kit. We have our regular starter kit with 12 oils and samples and a diffuser. There's so many good ways to get these products, and then you can get these other like mom must-haves after you get a starter kit, and then like slowly build up and slowly get rid of the other stuff that you've been using. Simple swaps, once their shower gel or shampoo is done, don't keep buying it at the store. Buy Young Living's. It has our own oils in it. It's gentle on their skin. It's safe plant-based products, and they work great. I did have a request to talk about oils for healthy hair and nourishing hair and things like that. We actually have a hair oil called Mira hair oil that I would recommend, which is super nourishing. I would use that for any age. I safely use like most all of the things on my kids, and we've had no issues or whatever. But other good oils for hair are lavender, cedarwood, tea tree, rosemary, and all of those are safe for kids for sure. I've seen lots of cool like coconut oil hair mask things that you could add Young Living oils into the coconut oil and do like a hair mask type thing. We have like fun recipes for mermaid hairspray, spritz type thing, not hairspray. It's a spray that's for your hair, not the toxic hairspray. That's really good and nourishing for that, but absolutely lavender, cedarwood are all wonderful for those things. But let me look at something real quick. Was it in here? Nope. Where was that? Diluting for kids. I've seen many different charts for that. I would start with like a 50-50 dilution, or like 1 drop of oil, Young Living oil, to like 10 to 20 drops of a carrier oil. Like you can do whatever you want. and just like patch test on the inside of the arm because that's like your most sensitive thin skin. But you guys, I'm a trial and error person, and I know one size does not fit all, and what may be totally fine on my body might cause some sort of something on somebody else's body. And just like we all react different to different things, so it's kind of a trial and error, but I have not had any bad experiences whatsoever. And but they just always suggest low and slow. And I'm sorry, I can't remember that chart off the top of my head. It's been a long day. But if you need one, I'll find you one. Oh, wait, maybe it's right here. Hold on. Hold while I stare at my screen over here. I might have had it right over here. If I can find it. What's that say? I don't know if it's going to let me bring that up. No. Oils to avoid on babies or use with caution is hyssop, sage, clary sage, wintergreen, and eucalyptus on little babies. That's not the one I wanted. Okay. Nope, can't find it. Where is it? I know it was right here, but now I can't see. It's too little. Anyway, send me a message and I'll find you a chart once, I have it. But I have it somewhere. I just can't find it. Such is life, mom brain, that's just what happens. But whoever sent you this, get in contact with them, ask them questions, ask me questions. I'm happy to help you. But I love our Young Living stuff. My kids ask for it. They literally don't even really know what medicine pretty much is, which is pretty interesting, right, for this day and age. But I use so much proactively to keep our immune systems built up. And then as soon as the start of anything comes, we use our oils right away, our supplements, we take good care of ourselves, and 9.8 times out of 10, we don't need conventional medicine. So, which I'm so thankful for. I'm so blessed that I've found this, that I'm able to share it with other people because it truly has made a massive difference. And yeah, I can't stop sharing about it because it's completely changed our life. Going from kid on tons of stuff, struggling to breathe, to like we cleaned our air up, meaning we're not using candles, we're not using artificial fragrances in our home for anything. Like literally, there's nothing. They just have Young Living products, and we just have completely detoxed our home. So we're creating a healthier breathing environment, and it's made a huge difference, you guys. It's made a massive difference. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you learned something, some new things that you might need or have a friend you could share with. So thank you. Goodbye.